such control for 83 minutes. I mean, they had their moments, but they look dangerous from set pieces.
Yeah.
That sometimes is enough.
It is.
Isn't it?
Welcome to the Mangata Development Stadium, Meadow Park, Boreham, for this Enterprise National League fixture.
It's also a league debut for Sam Inwood because his other game was Cup.
Welcome the players, directors and supporters of Aldershot to the Mangata Development Stadium this evening. We hope that you enjoy the game.
Oh, 3 changes. Archie Taylor in for Mullins. But really, that is no surprise.
No surprise at all.
He was brilliant when he came on.
Maxi he should be.
Maxi failed at one very elementary thing, putting the right pace on. Slipped over 3 times. Nearly cost us a goal 2 of those 3 times.
8, Tyler Frost. 9, Kwame Thomas. 11, Ryan Jones. 14, Kieran Gilligan.
I think things will get better for us, Steve. I really do, with the players coming back. But won't necessarily be tonight, will it? But
or Saturday.
28, Archie Taylor.
I'd love it if we could beat them on Saturday.
33, Sam Inwood. And 36, Will Armitage. And on the bench for the shots this evening, number 1, Marcus Dewhurst. 12, Keane Anderson. 24, Maxwell Mullins. 25, Will Nightingale.
So Ryan Jones on the left, Rye in the middle, and Frost on the right. I suspect
Tristan Abrams.
could be the other way. Ryan Jones is so much better on the left.
Diane Tetek.
It's worked out quite well for Frosty, the formation change. Kibben Rye's been really good, Steve. He took his goal well, didn't he? Really punchy finish, wasn't it?
Good quick feet as well.
And Mason Jacobs is Nathan Ashmore.
No Gandor, not even making the bench.
Sponsored by Harrington Car Sales Limited.
Hip flexor or something?
Yeah.
6, sponsored by Sons of Harnell, is Charlie O'Connell. 7, sponsored by Rise Legal.
Good to know that you can hear us, Mike, loud and clear. Thank you. Thank you, Paul, Bertie Reynolds as well for messaging.
8, sponsored by Four & Co. is Zach
Just
Brunt.
having our usual pre-match chit-chat here, not on air but not on air, if that makes sense. I've got Steve Gibbs here alongside me tonight, but it is at Boreham Wood. He's had a pass out. He's made it out of Surrey and Hampshire. Well done, Steve.
King is Joe Newton.
Yeah, don't blame him for not coming out this far that often. He's done it for enough years, haven't you?
Jeff King. 16, sponsored by Leone.
So I wouldn't have thought Boreham Wood's team's too hard to guess formation-wise.
19, sponsored by Wendy McCarthy and Rachel Messier, is Tom White.
Interesting, wasn't it, that they lent Ashmore out to Bedford. He got the National League North Player of the Month, 3 clean sheets out of 4. And Bedford, he's gone back, but they've managed to.
The Woodbench for this evening. 2, sponsored by the Weinbergs, Cameron Cox.
And he's gone back, but they've continued to win. They're up to 12th now. Little old Bedford town. To the likes of Mike and Paul and anyone else that's listening, if I sound slightly over interested in Bedford, it's because they're 12 miles from where I live.
11, sponsored by Leone Citron, is John Benton. 17, sponsored by Peachtree, is Charles Claydon.
Trying to remember now that new way that Boreham Wood were playing back end of last year.
And 20,
which they've kept with, and it's proved really effective. I don't think he's changed it much.
The referee is M. Scholes. His assistants are Mr. T. Holden, Mr. D. Bandara, and the fourth official is Mr. J. Bloxham.
So Ilasanmi's not playing, so has he gone back to a 4? Let's have a look.
No, I think it'll be
Newton.
Reynolds, O'Connell and Bush.
Okay. So last year when they played Dorking, well that was Yarny, but he got replaced by Bush. O'Connell started in the centre of midfield.
Yeah, each centre back, CDM. I don't know.
But yeah, I was thinking that number 6, O'Connell.
Yeah.
What's Newton going to be? Left wing back?
I mean, yes.
Newton and King, the wing backs?
Yes, I would think so.
For another Enterprise National League fixture, there is a coach being laid on by the club. For those who wish to travel,
Brunt,
so anyone who does wish to travel,
White.
leave your details at the club shop, and they will be passed on to the travel club coordinators. That's to say the
yeah, I think Brunt and White in the middle.
Trip to
Abdul Malik in the 10.
Well, yeah. I mean, he played more down the left when I've seen him. But maybe he's just drifting wide.
Who's that, Abdul Malik?
Abdul Malik, yeah. I mean,
could pop up anywhere, to be honest with you. Yeah. I'd imagine Sousa down the right.
Yeah, I mean, I would have thought
he'd
be one of the. He's been one of the wing backs, but he's more. He can be more of a 10 than King can be anything else. So yeah, I'm not entirely convinced what that.
We'll have to catch that guy if he comes back.
There's a couple of people that could pop up in lots of different positions.
So if they're going with a 3, yeah.
I mean, it might be a 4. I assumed it was a kind of 3 or a 5, and O'Connell would be one of the centre backs.
I'm going to leave it, fill it in as we go.
Yeah, I'm not sure. There's a couple of either ors.
Ladies and gentlemen, as part of today's remembrance commemorations, please welcome to the pitch the Army Cadet Band. These talented young musicians represent the next generation of service and dedication, proudly carrying forward the spirit, discipline and teamwork of our armed forces. They will now perform the iconic theme from The Great Escape, a piece that captures courage, resilience and the unbreakable will of those who served during the Second World War. Please once again show your appreciation for the Army Cadet Band.
Just for those early birds listening in for the little nuggets, the shots make 3 changes tonight that I can see anyway. Archie Taylor starts right back instead of Mullins. Tyler Frost comes in. and so does Pat Nash in goal. Not aware of any injury to Dewhurst. He's on the bench. It may just be that, like every other position in the team, you are judged on your performances. The shots are, and Marcus, of course, has been really good for a long period of time, but he's had his moments as well, and he's had a couple of, maybe at least a key moment in each of the last 2 games where he could have maybe done more to stop a goal. Is the practical way to put it, I think. And the bench tonight for the shots: Dewhurst, Anderson, Mullins, Nightingale, Nelson, Abrahams and Tetek. So it's getting stronger. It is getting stronger, and I do see better times ahead for the shots. Whether that starts tonight or not, I'm not sure. As for Boreham Wood, just having a little preliminary chat with you, Steve, if that's okay. Steve Gibbs alongside me.
Good evening.
It just beggars belief, really, doesn't it? To have come up at the first attempt from the National League South is one thing. To have settled themselves in the back at National League level would have been most people's. If they were sat mid-table by now, they'd be impressed with that, wouldn't they? But they're 4th. They're through to the second round of the FA Cup, and they've got the perfect cocktail right now. They're scoring goals. They're not conceding them. And it's a wonderful thing to have in football, as long as you can possibly keep it.
Absolutely, yeah. It's Luke Garrard and Boreham Wood doing Luke Garrard and Boreham Wood things, exactly as you would expect this team. You know what you're going to get with Luke Garrard and his team. They're going to be hard-working. They're going to be industrious. They're going to be strong, experienced, fully committed, and they'll do well in the FA Cup. Anyone who knows anything about Boreham Wood and anything about football going back a few years knows that Boreham Wood are on their day a really, really strong team, and I think if Aldershot Town get anything out of this tonight, it'll be a real step in the right direction and a huge feather in the cap of John Coleman,
who's just a few yards away, and we're not on air yet, guys. I'm going to try and see if I can nip down and just say hello to him, because as Steve's aware, and the regulars will be aware, I had to switch off quite quickly on Saturday, and I haven't actually met him yet or interviewed him, so bear with me. Steve's here if anybody wants to talk to him. Otherwise, we'll be back with you.
How can I hear them?
Can you not read minds?
I left my telepathy at home, I'm afraid.
He heard you. He heard you coming, Rob.
Yeah, I think so. Probably leave it. I'll leave it now. That's okay. I just wanted to make life a little bit more comfortable for him afterwards, so we knew what was going on, and I'll pack up and go over there.
I need to introduce myself to him as well, but I have spoken to him.
In the past, what, like 15 years ago?
No,
or something?
no, on the day he was appointed.
Oh, okay. You just see him in Tesco's or something?
Yeah.
Literally.
Yeah, he was in the big Tesco at Camberwell.
Where all those people have been over the years.
Absolutely, yes. No, I had my other hat on and I interviewed Mr. Coleman for the non-league paper, which remiss of me, I didn't pick up a copy on Sunday. I hope my feature was in there.
It still went in, did it?
I hope it did. Unlike my brilliant interview
the one with
Alan Dowson,
yeah,
that was very quickly out of date.
But you put that on Facebook anyway, didn't you?
I did. Yeah. I thought it was entertaining enough that I thought it would be nice people to read it.
Yeah.
But so yes, so hopefully Mr. Coleman I will introduce you to him.
Woo! What I was going to say was, I know he's long gone now, but we wish Dowse all the best, don't we? I mean, what he really did, to come from being a former Woking manager and get the majority of the Aldershot fan base on side and rooting for you and wanting you to succeed in that job, and actually feeling a little bit hurt when they didn't persevere with him and give him a bit more of a chance. That's no slight on John Coleman, by the way, but just that's the level he got to within a week or two of open, honest interviews about the reality of the situation.
Yeah, absolutely. Such experience in football. I hope that he gets to his 1,000 games. He's at the moment seems stuck on about 997. I hope he gets another 3 in football somewhere. I'm sure he will. There's plenty of clubs that would benefit hugely from the experience of Alan Dowson, but his genuine man of the people demeanour and outlook. He told me a football club is nothing without the volunteers, without the woman working completely unheralded in the club shop. The players and the managers are so fortunate and blessed to do the job that they do, but they wouldn't be in that position without the unsung heroes that every club at every level, but certainly every club at this level has. And Alan recognised that, and he came from, and it's too easy to say, oh, he was a humble Geordie, but I know a bit about those people, and he is the best of them, but he is also very typical of them. And I think, yeah, he probably did deserve to be treated a little bit better, but as he knew, football can be an unforgiving business, and he's been in the job long enough to know if someone else comes in, they want to bring their own people in. And if John and Alan have never met before, never worked together before, then it's understandable that John wants to take his time and bring his own people in. That won't be Jimmy Bell, his long-term assistant, but he will want to make the right decision, someone that he feels he can work with.
And he's confirmed that, has he?
He has.
Yeah, I thought he had. I'm sure I'd heard it, but
yeah,
I
I
can't
think he
remember
confirmed it to Robin.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, it's an excellent interview that's on the BBC Sport website. He says cross-referencing content.
Absolutely.
But yeah, it's an excellent 15-minute interview, 15 minutes, and lots of really good stuff.
We've had our own change at BBC Surrey. You may or may not have heard, listeners. Tim Durrans, who was at BBC Surrey, I'm trying to remember the amount now. I think it was 27 years, but I might be wrong. 27, does that sound right?
I think so, yeah. I think pretty much since BBC Surrey existed.
Yeah, and really, listeners, has held things together over the last few years and really flown the flag for non-league football coverage. He has now officially retired from that role, still doing a bit of website content work for the BBC, has moved to join the rest of his family in Shropshire now. But the lad that's come in, Robin Gray, he's come down from the north, but he is a real all-rounder, really engaging personality, really switched on, lots of fresh ideas, and has been, exactly that, a breath of fresh air coming in recent weeks, and very respectful of, who does what, who knows what, who can help with what, who already helps with what, but also out there. I mean, within a week of starting, was not only commentating on the Southend game, but presenting the show from there as well at Roots Hall. What a debut that would have been for him. Unfortunately, the wrong result for Shots. Got himself down to the EBB last week, and or rather the training ground, I think it was, and met John Coleman and did an interview with him as well. So yeah, he's really getting stuck in, and he will continue to fight the fight for non-league football coverage in BBC Surrey. Bear with me. They moved the benches over here. They have.
Yes, have you only just noticed?
Yeah, did you notice before? That's why they've changed that gate there, obviously. Yeah. Wow, okay.
Yeah, so we are situated about 5 yards. Barely a 6-yard box between us and Mr. Coleman and the Aldershot Town bench.
Wow. And do you know what? So I've come in here tonight, Steve, and I noticed even since the end of last season, 2 or 3 changes over the far side. Done a lot of work.
They have. It's looking a really impressive stadium. Yeah,
and then I've come back over here, settled in where we always settle in. Kind of thought the layout was a bit different, but didn't quite realise to what extent they have. The dugouts are completely moved from over the far side. And we are now directly above what will be the Aldershot Town. I'm going to call it a pen. It's a pen, Steve, isn't it? And it's only got 8 seats in it. That'll be interesting, especially given that there's 7 subs for a start, and then you've got. Is there an extra row? Is there? Is there another row behind? Oh, yes, there is. I'm having to lean forward, listeners. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 18. 18 is the number. If you've watched the Bunch of Amateurs clip of how many people are allowed in a technical area, that sounds about right, actually.
18, that's enough to take the entire population of Aldershot Town's treatment room at the moment.
It is coming down, it's being whittled down slowly. Do you know the most fascinating contrast between Boreham Wood and Aldershot? I'm not talking about league places, ability, scores, anything. It's the fact that Aldershot have had at some point this season as many as 15 or 16 players out injured, and Boreham Wood only have 20 people in their squad.
Yeah.
If they had even a third of Aldershot's injury crisis, they would be having to play some of the youngsters or get loanees in. But I don't know how he does it year in, year out. Luke Garrard manages to name a small squad, keep it fit, and keep challenging.
Yeah, there's effectively only one player in their squad not involved tonight, and that's the midfielder Aaron Henry. Jack Payne as well, but he is now the assistant manager, kind of playing the James Henry role where he's still registered as a player but not really involved. So yeah, it is testament to the fitness and the commitment of the squad, and that's something that you can see in their games, that they fully committed, put their bodies on the line, but then they'll come out and do it all again 3 days later. Whereas Aldershot Town, players getting injured regularly, far too regularly.
Yeah.
And that's not to suggest that players are feigning anything, it's just bad luck.
I mean, Tommy certainly had the team running through brick walls, didn't he? And
yeah,
maybe one or two too many of them did run through too many brick walls.
But that's Luke engenders that, and John Coleman is in that way is the same as Tommy, that he fosters an us against the world kind of mentality, and I think Luke Garrard does pretty similar at Boreham Wood, and that commitment, you can see that commitment particularly in defence, and they defend from the front and they attack from the back, but as a collective defensive unit they put their bodies on the line, and there's commitment, and they win their individual battles. And you have to say that's one thing that Aldershot Town haven't been doing, that there are goals throughout this season where if a player had won an individual battle, that goal wouldn't have been conceded. And that, I think that's one thing that John Coleman needs to instill in the team, to that put your body on the line, win your individual battles, defend first and ask questions later.
Dean Madgwick is just asking if there's any news on Josh Barrett. And no, there isn't. I mean, I understood that he'd been in training to some extent last week, but he's not in the matchday squad this evening. John Coleman comes over to the Aldershot Town dugout just in front of us, and the teams come out. The Shots in their home kit of red shirts, blue shorts and red socks, and Boreham Wood in all white. I've probably said it before when I've commentated on Boreham Wood, but as a footballer I loved wearing a kit that was all one colour, and my absolute favourite was all white. Just, you feel sharp. I mean, maybe not kind of November, December on a muddy pitch 20 minutes later.
Just so you could look muddy,
but you know,
like you'd put in a shift.
Exactly that. Right, Matthew Scholes is our referee this evening, and I was just going to give you some stats on his National League appearances this season, which are very neat and tidy actually. He's refereed 3 matches and he's shown 9 yellow cards and no red. That's just 3 a match, and that's the lowest average I've seen all season. So hopefully he's calm and assured, he's got everything under control. Alright, the Shots substitutes taking their place now in the new dugout. It's not a dugout, it has no roof. The roof is the roof of the stand. So how are we doing, Dan? Alright, well, that's how close the boys are. They'll probably hear me getting really excited. Keno, if there's some things to shout about. Hopefully there is. It's the remembrance game here at Boreham Wood. Aldershot will have theirs on Saturday against Forest Green.
Led by the Boreham Army Cadet Force. Today we come together to remember and honour the brave men and women of our armed forces who have given their lives to service to our country. On this Remembrance Day, we pay tribute to all those who have served and those who continue to serve in defence of our freedom and way of life. These words commemorate the gratitude we have for those men and women for the ultimate sacrifice they made. They shall not grow old, as we that are left grow old. Age shall not weary them, nor the years condemn. At the going down of the sun, and in the morning, we will remember them. In a few moments, we will observe a 2-minute silence. During this time, we invite everyone to stand, reflect, and remember those who have made the ultimate sacrifice, both in the First and Second World Wars, and in conflicts since. A period of silent reflection will start and end on the referee's whistle with the playing of the last post.
Okay, we're almost ready to go here at Meadow Park. National League action. 4th place Boreham Wood against 20th placed Aldershot Town. Alongside me this evening, unusually so for an away game, but not unusually so over the course of the season, Mr. Steve Gibbs. Good evening again, Steve, to those who've joined us in the last couple of minutes.
Yeah, good evening. Good evening. It's shaping up to be the second beginning of the John Coleman era. And as I said earlier, I think anything that Aldershot Town can claim from tonight will be a big positive step in the right direction, given the polarised form and stats for these teams. If even a point, I think it will be a huge result for the club and for John Coleman. And as Aldershot Town go into a really difficult run of fixtures.
Right, the shots who've got probably 120, probably more than that given the bit that we can't see, probably 150, 170 fans here. We're about to get kick-off. Boreham Wood in all white, kicking left to right as we look at it. The shots in there, red and blue strip, kicking away from where their fans are at the moment. And we're underway here at Meadow Park. Chris Bush immediately sends a ball down the side. Sousa battles for inwards header. and then it's sent forward and picked up by Joe Newton, who slots it back to former shot skipper Callum Reynolds. Ball forward will run all the way through to Pat Nash, and there's a good place to start with your Aldershot Town team this evening. Pat Nash making his league debut, kicks left-footed out to the right wing now, headed inside nicely by Tyler Frost on his first league start of the season, and Sam Inwood completes that trio, making their first league start, because of course he started on Saturday at Weston-super-Mare. Stephen equipped himself quite well, especially managing the game on a yellow card from relatively early on in the first half. And Aldershot line up with a back four: Inwood, Jackson, Armitage and Archie Taylor, who's one of the three changes tonight in for Max Mullins, and then Gilligan and Hargreaves, who's the captain tonight, holding the midfield. Ryan Jones, Kibban Ryan, Tyler Frost, the three behind Kwame Thomas, and as we suspected, Steve, Ryan Jones on the left, Kibban Ryan in the middle, Tyler Frost on the right.
John's starting to put his identity on this team, and a back to basics lineup, and I think hopefully solid defensive base from which to build.
Yeah, it does look as if Reynolds and Bush are clearly playing in the centre back position. I'm still trying to pick.
It is a back four, I think, for both teams.
Yeah, here comes Abdul Malik down the left, deep cross from Boreham Wood, and Sam Inwood can afford to take no chances on the far side of the box with Sousa with him, and he quickly gives Ryan Jones a shout as well to say watch out for the quickly taken short corner. Well done, Sam Inwood. Jones shuts him down, and it will be Jeff King, of course more familiar in his Halifax and Chesterfield days, one of the top scoring right wing backs in the league before Gus Scott Morris came along. He might get a cross in here as he gets the ball back, flicked on at the near post by Kwame Thomas and picked up by Tyler Frost, who does the old-fashioned give and go, knocks it past one, chases his own pass. That's slid into touch, and Aldershot will have a throw in directly opposite Steve and I. So we are about 5-10 yards into the Aldershot Town half, just really off the halfway line, which makes a change after some of the games we've been at recently, which includes Weston-super-Mare, where we were almost on the edge of one of the penalty areas. And the ball's back in touch again. It'll be another throw in, this time to Boreham Wood. Aldershot can't quite believe that, or Tyler Frost can't. Inside to, can I start calling him the evergreen, Callum Reynolds? Yeah, I don't know.
I think you can. I think you can say that about both Callum and Chris Bush.
I did exchange a few messages with Callum the other day, and incredibly, wherever he goes, they're in a playoff battle every single year. And if they make the playoffs this year, I really need to research this, but I'm certain he's going to break some sort of record for the most appearances. I think he's on 8 or 9 already. 2 of those, of course, with the Shots.
Yeah.
2 seasons as captain at the Shots. Ball through the middle, nearly cut out by Hargreaves, but it's not. And a shot's going to come in here, and it's well saved, down low, to his left by Pat Nash, and he does it. It's an old-fashioned save, dare I say, Steve, where he doesn't parry it away anywhere. He just catches the ball. He just holds on to it.
Yeah, good, simple, unfussy goalkeeping.
Ball through the middle, being chased all the way, protected well by Callum Reynolds.
And he did need to hold on to it as well, because there was a Boreham Wood player waiting to pounce on any rebound. But yeah, Matt Rush, who shot that was fantastic form. 8 goals in his last 8 games. Aldershot Town needs to be wary of his poaching abilities.
Still trying to completely figure out that Boreham Wood formation, you know. There's good work from Kibban Ryan. Very nearly nicks the ball off Tom White there, the former Barrow midfielder. One of the best signings this season, of course, for Luke Garrard. We talked about how he manages a small squad and he only brings in 3 or 4 players each year, but they're always good ones, aren't they?
Oh, absolutely, yeah, and always lots of experience as well. Aldershot Town, one of the youngest squads in this division. Boreham Wood, one of the most experienced, and it's at the moment it's showing. And I know Callum Reynolds played a little bit at right back, didn't he, in his time at Aldershot? Here's Aldershot on the counter attack here. Good reverse pass good attempt at a 1-2, just got a little bit too much pace on it.
beautiful pitch here, isn't it, Steve? There's not too many others like it. It's grass, but it's so good. It looks like it's artificial.
Yeah, and that's a compliment. It looks like it's not grass.
Yeah,
it does. And calling a football pitch a carpet is a horrible cliche, but this one really does.
I still think it's a 3 at the back, but we'll firm it up in time. It's fluid. Oh, there's Abdul Malik in, squared. Saved. It could be an own goal. It's just wide. Really good work in the end by Sam Inwood. He couldn't be certain. I think he was considering a back pass to Nash, but it was tight. He was right over him, and he made sure that he placed it wide of the goal, because it did wrong foot Nash, and it slid no more than a foot past the post. Big early chance for Boreham Wood.
Yeah, he had to interject there. Sousa was coming in behind him for a tap-in.
In comes the ball to the far post, and it's cleared away. It's going to come back in from Brunt, or back out, sends it wide, and now a shot's going to come in from distance, and again it's saved down low to his right by Nash. Comfortable save, one you'd expect him to make, but a shot on target, 2 of them within a minute for Boreham Wood. They've shown the shots a little bit of that form that they're in already.
They have, yeah. That was Abdul Malik, another of Boreham Wood's lively attacking players in superb form. But a couple of good confidence building moments for Pat Nash too. Two, yes, routine, but tidy, comfortable, strong saves. And on his full league debut, I think that'll do him the world of good. But certainly Boreham Wood have made a strong start, as one would expect.
You'd expect them to, coming into the game in form. It's just, there are so many. When you look at all the factors going into tonight's game, it doesn't bode well for the shots. But this is a game of football. It's 11 against 11. It starts 0-0, and you go again, don't you? And you have to. You're only ever as good as your next game, not your last one. For the record, Aldershot played pretty well, as John Coleman rightly says, for 83 minutes on Saturday. They didn't look overly troubled, other than from the odd set piece. Here's Inwood again, heading the ball away. It's coming back. Now Ryan Jones has won it. Kiban Rye's trying to position himself between, and then he's surely fouled. Oh! Well, the referee's given the free kick the other way, Steve. It looked to me like Rye was fouled from behind. Maybe he slipped and caught the Boreham Wood play. Anyway, it's played out to the right. Sousa can't get a touch, into touch. Throw into Aldershot in the left back position. Yeah, whilst Aldershot were going through extra time at Weston-super-Mare in the FA Cup, Boreham Wood were already done and dusted, weren't they? Taking players off 55, 65 minutes, because they were already 2-0, eventually 3-0 up against Crawley.
They were done and dusted by about 3:15 on Saturday afternoon.
2-0 up, Crawley down to 10 men. It was pretty much done, wasn't it? Yeah. Here's what it is, very intense at the moment, so a little bit like some of the early periods on Saturday. Neither side's really settling in and bossing possession. What you will be picking up on our sound effects microphone is just how much shouting and instructions there are from the benches. The atmospherics of the roof over us as well, and the fact that those benches are right in front of us. You're probably going to catch quite a lot of detail, and we'll apologise once and now for any bad language that you hear, because literally not in control of that, and this is a football match, so it is what it is. Boreham with the ball on the edge of Aldershot's final third. Aldershot's at times struggling to get hold of it at the minute, but there are plenty of bodies back. Harmy Thomas is the most advanced. Now Boreham Wood go down the left side. Sousa's wandered over there, plays the ball back, and still they have it. Abdul Malik involved, and Tom White involved. Abdul Malik's got it back again now, and Brunt now pulling the strings, and they look like a crisp, confident side you'd expect them to be. I don't think we'll see Callum Reynolds bombing up the right wing too much. As I say, I think he's one of 3 myself, but I think it's Reynolds at the right of the 3, and then O'Connell, but O'Connell, when he can, is pushing into midfield.
Yeah, when they're in possession, O'Connell is stepping forward into a central defensive midfield position. Yeah. But in defence, he's dropping back and making it a back 5. Yeah.
Right, now Aldershot have got it just on the halfway line. Ryan Jones is competing for it. It's sent back to Nathan Ashmore. More on him in a minute. He plays the ball out to Reynolds, who plays it forward. It wasn't Reynolds. In fact, Aldershot have got it now. Kiban Rye, edge of the area. sends it back to Gilligan, and for the first time Aldershot might get a concerted attack here, with most of the players pushing on the edge of the final third. Abdul Malik back there cuts it out. Watch that, in fact the commentated that Boreham Wood against Dorking game, the ridiculous one that Dorking were 3-1 up after 83 minutes and lost it 4-3. And Abdul Malik got better and better as that game went on. He eventually got a goal. There's a ball in looking for Kibben Rise into the air. First time shot is saved by Ashmore. Come out as far as Frost. He shoots. That's saved. And then he snaffles it in. And free kick given against the follow-up from Aldershot. But that's really good from the shots. The first opportunity, the first look at goal. Kibben Roy got his shot away quickly, as he did of course on Saturday. Nathan Ashmore with a good save, perhaps the best of the night so far, and then Tyler Frost following up, couldn't quite get there in time to get a shot away.
No, superb pass from Inwood through the channel into the penalty area, dissected the two centre backs, and Roy, I think, had to take it first time. Maybe I'm being harsh, I think he should have done better. But nonetheless, a decent save from Ashmore, and positive from the shots. The first time we've really seen them in an attacking guise this evening.
Yeah, they've had to work hard, largely out of possession, which is what they are at the moment. Sousa is popping up everywhere. Abdul Malik's largely staying on the left. There's a poor first touch from Jeff King, but he'll get a second. He sends it in. And it'll reach Frost on the edge of the area, facing his own goal. He goes back to Archie Taylor. They send it forward, and then Callum Reynolds will just help it back now to Nathan Ashmore. What a month or so he's had. This is how brutal Luke Garrard was a month ago. He brought another goalkeeper in. He sent Nathan Ashmore out on loan to Bedford Town in the National League North. Ashmore subsequently kept 3 clean sheets out of 4. And Bedford went the entire month unbeaten and moved out of the bottom 4 and up to 12th place, and he's now back in form and back in the sticks, where I suggest, Steve, he kept his end of the bargain.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, Finn Herrick was recalled by West Ham. He himself kept 6 clean sheets in 11 games.
Free kick given against Aldershot for Rush. Sorry,
Ashmore's not a bad goalkeeper to have in reserve.
No, absolutely. Free kick then is to Boreham Wood. They are almost level with the right hand edge of the penalty area, but almost another penalty area back out. So a good 35 to 40 yards out. But what we're going to get here is a Jeff King right-footed delivery, an out swinger, and O'Connell, Bush and Reynolds all up there. And then hovering near the penalty spot is one of the most prolific talents in the National League right now, Matt Rush, who cannot stop scoring. Right, Jeff King then, one arm in the air, is going to send this in right-footed, right underneath Nash's, in fact easy for Nash to come and get, and he does throw it out. He thinks about the long ball, but he throws it out to Archie Taylor, who's skipping down the right hand side now, almost at halfway, plays it forward. Bush cuts that up in the air. Thomas will jump for it, gets the knockdown, and Aldershot are on to this. Hargreaves sends it out wide to Ryan Jones. Jones is going to run at his man, and then he had to run at 2 men, and whichever way he fainted, he went the other way. They had the bodies online to stop it. Right, shots now in their own half, but in possession and just finding their feet, and very close to 15 minutes gone. Wood, unsurprisingly, having more of the ball, looking more the danger, but the shots not out of it, Steve. No,
I think they've started really positively, looking organised and committed and solid in defence, and starting to make attacking inroads. As I say that, a wayward pass lifts the throw into Boreham Wood right in front of us.
Yeah, it was a crisp punched pass from Gilligan out to Inwood, but it really zipped off the surface and shot into touch in front of us. John Coleman, one side of the pen here, as I'm going to call it. James Henry the other, just having a little conversation. There's a through ball that will go all the way through to Pat Nash. From Pat Nash's point of view, Steve, everything that he could and should have come for and got, he's got, and he's made 2 saves already in this, within a minute or so, didn't he, in this opening 15. So good start from him. There's a touch around the corner from Rye, ball inside. It's looking for Hargreaves, but unfortunately doesn't quite find him. The ball's picked up by Tom White. He's under a little bit of a buffeting from Gilligan, so he has to go back to Callum Reynolds. He goes through Bush out to the left hand side through Newton and now to Abdul Malik. I'm not sure. He's just literally left Gilligan for dead, and he's bombing to the edge of the penalty area now, switches back on his right. He gets the shot away, and Nash dived despairingly to his left. He got a hand on it, but he couldn't keep it out. That is an outstanding goal from Abdul Malik. It's way beyond National League quality. Nothing that shots could do about it. Boreham Wood 1, Aldershot Town 0.
That's outrageous. From the halfway line, with 2 defensive midfielders facing him, a little lollipop, he was away. And then the only thing he had on his mind was to get a shot away. And he did, and he cut inside and he bent it into the top corner. This is a player who's going higher, who started in the Millwall Academy and is probably heading back to something approaching that level in the first team in the not too distant future. Clubs are already standing up and taking notice. That's a fantastic goal. Sometimes you just have to stand up and applaud. And I started saying earlier in the game, Aldershot Town have conceded too many soft goals. That's one of the few this season where you have to say credit to the opposition. There's not much Aldershot Town could have done there, because that was a brilliant run and a brilliant finish from Abdul Malik.
I mentioned that he got better and better in that game against Dorking. He's got better and better and better this season. He's not far off double figures for goals now, and I've not been across social media, so I didn't notice whether he got it or not, but I know he was one of the 2 players that were in for the National League Player of the Month. And the reason I know it is I'm delighted to say that our podcast NL Full Time was the official guest on the panel this month, and we did actually give our vote to Abdul Malik, and I don't think we'll be regretting that from a decision point of view. Just so unfortunate from Aldershot Towns, because honestly, if you are listening only to this and not watching, it's an outstanding goal, finish and everything. Here's Brunt on the edge of the area, Boreham Wood knocking on the door, thereafter a second. Sousa with the ball. It's almost like every single player they've got is fit, every single player's in form, and collectively they are in unbelievable form with that perfect cocktail right now, scoring goals, not conceding them. Here's O'Connell, squares the ball to White. White picked Brunt on the edge of the area, nicely picked off by Aldershot. Rye wins it, gives it to Thomas, holds it up. Frost's actually in a bit of space on the far side if they can find him. Jones holds the ball up, finds Kwame Thomas. Thomas loses it, wins it back, and then I think the ball's just gone into touch. Throw in to Boreham Wood. Aldershot have given them some issues, Steve, but just another at the end of that move. So wonderful bit of quick footwork from Abdul Malik, almost on halfway. He then shot away from 2 shots players, ran directly towards, I think got about 25 yards out, didn't he, and then he let fly with a whipped curling effort. Nash saw it, he got fully up there, he got a hand on it, but could only palm it into the top corner.
Yeah,
he came incredibly close to saving one of the best strikes I've seen.
Yeah, he did. He got a strong hand to it, but couldn't keep it out. And no surprise, can confirm National League Player of the Month.
Yeah, and it could be many more months as well. There's a ball attempted through. Aldershot have got it. Hargreaves finds Jones. Jones sends the ball forward, but is not on the same wavelength as Kwame Thomas. Good evening to Colin Hayden, also to Lindsay Morris, by the way. Both messaged me earlier, listening from Tenerife this evening. It'd be great to get something out of the game tonight. Well, that was the feeling before the game, and now it most definitely is. Boreham Wood 1, Shots 0. Sure, the exact time of the goal, I got it for 17 minutes myself. a minor detail really, but Boreham were just really carrying on where they left off. And I think someone who sat alongside me commentating on a few National League games, Neil Smudger Smith, was here on Saturday with Crawley. He's assistant manager there, or one of the coaches with Scott Lindsay, isn't he? And my goodness me, I don't know if they knew what they were in for, but they certainly did by the time they went home.
Yeah, and he scored the third goal on Saturday against Crawley.
Neil Smudger Smith? Oh no.
That was a brilliant finish. This one was even better.
I've not seen a better one. I'm going to be honest, it, without a shadow of a doubt, is going to be in whatever group of National League goals of the season at the end of the season, that one. That's how good it was, because of the skill at the start of it, the dribble, and then the finish. Jones and Inwood not on the same wavelength, and there's just little moments where Aldershot are sort of holding their heads to the skies and can't believe it. They are working so hard. They have done right through this wretched run where nothing seemingly is going their way. The only thing I can say that's a positive, Steve, and it might not sound like one, hang on, he's on his way again. Abdul Malik down the left finds Newton. Rush waiting in the area, so too is Brunt. King and Brunt both on this far side if Boreham would choose to go long with it. No, just the fact that in those last 3 games, Aldershot have taken the lead in all 3 games and lost 2-1. Maybe it's time to change it round.
I think it is, absolutely, yeah. Yeah, something needs to change. But yeah, I think it could be quite a long evening with Boreham Wood in this sort of mood.
Yeah, they're almost. It's very difficult to find any chinks in their armour right now.
Yeah, I mean, if we're looking for weaknesses, maybe the pace of the 2 centre backs, or the nominal 2 centre backs, Bush and Reynolds. I think if you pull them out wide into the channels, they're not as comfortable as if the game's in front of them. But that's clutching at straws, to be honest.
They're finding a player free almost everywhere, all over the pitch.
Yeah, and it's such a fluid formation as well.
Yeah.
The players are popping up everywhere.
Yeah, they try ball straight through the middle there. Can't actually complete that one. Aldershot have won it through Jackson. He's found Frost. Frost found Archie Taylor. Sent down the right hand side. Is going to run and run and run away behind the goal. So one of the problems Aldershot are facing is they're obviously going with a 4 at the back now. They did look a lot tighter, more difficult to concede the goals. They've got to stop the leaking goals, haven't they? So 4 at the back, and then effectively really out of possession. Rice trying to push up and support Thomas, but effectively is a 4-2-3-1, isn't it? Often a 4-5-1. That means that Boreham Wood can play those 3 centre backs, and largely Bush and Reynolds are free nearly all the time.
Yeah, and they're splitting as well, so they're playing
really in those, wide.
Yeah, almost as fullbacks, but they've got the insurance policy of O'Connell dropping in between them if needs be.
They have the ball now, just on the edge of their own half. Newton and Bush exchange passes. We've got a number of National League matches going on this evening. I haven't really taken much notice of them so far. Carlisle are 1-0 up already against Halifax, and no, it wasn't that man who scored 3 goals at 90 something on Saturday. Regan Linney. Good win there from Hargreaves. Finds Thomas. Thomas finds Gilligan. Gilligan tries to get the ball through to Frost, who was momentarily 3, but Boreham Wood once again just gets something on it, just cut out the move. Hartlepool 1-0 up against Morecambe. 0-0 between Yeovil and Wealdstone, and Rochdale against Scunthorpe has been called off because it rained for a couple of hours up north, and that's what happens with Rochdale's pitch, unfortunately. Might be the chink in their armour and their promotion push, their own push for the National League title. And talking of National League titles, based on the season so far, based on Saturday's result, based on what we're seeing play out in front of us, try and build a case that Boreham Wood are not in this National League title race, because I think you'll struggle. I think the biggest likelihood that they won't do it is, surely, can they really go a whole season with so few players and not have injuries and unavailabilities? Here's Sousa sending the ball inside to Rush, sends it back to Sousa, changes but goes back out to Jeff King. O'Connell tries the ball into Brunt. He's into the penalty area, squares it across, cut out by Armitage, and he'll clear it away left-footed. Thomas will come and compete with Reynolds for it. No, he won't, because he'll run out of pitch. Luke Garrard does the first pass back to Reynolds. He throws it inside to Bush. Bush across to Tom White, who's deep at the minute, and he'll go back to Bush, who goes back to Nathan Ashmore. We've got 25 minutes just gone. Boreham Wood 1, Aldershot Town 0. Obviously a worthy scoreline based on what we're seeing. And the shots just with that one kind of half chance, double chance in the space of a minute. Rye and then Frost.
But I think positive signs from Aldershot Town, though. I think and yes, it's got to be baby steps at the moment, particularly given the run of fixtures which is unfolding before John Coleman. They're looking organised and tenacious and coherent, and yes, only sporadically dangerous on the attack. But I think positive signs are there.
They've won the ball here inside their own half with Jackson. He finds Jones, Ryan, who's immediately surrounded by 3 Boreham Wood players, and they've won it back already. King inside to Tom White. Tom White, the general in midfield, now tries the ball down the right wing for Brunt. Brunt tries a first time cross. Rush tries to turn it around the corner towards goal. It is another effort on target for Boreham Wood. It's pretty weak. Nash deals with it. And Aldershot do at least get out very quickly down the right hand side with Frost. He's scampering down, sends an early ball in. Thomas! Goal! 1-1! Offside! And that's your luck. That's how it goes when it's not going your way. Brilliant outball from Nash to Frost. Simple, straightforward football. Sends his cross into the area, and Thomas, well, he couldn't have been more than a foot or two offside. A toenail or 2 offside, but he was offside.
To be fair to the assistant, the flag did go up very
straight
quickly,
up, yeah.
And it did look, even though yes, we're about 6 or 7 yards inside the wrong half, Kwame did look a little bit advanced of that Boreham Wood defence, but nonetheless, incisive pace, good delivery. Hold your run a little bit, Kwame, and you're in next time.
Yeah, you just mentioned encouraging signs for shots, and that's definitely more of them. And I think it does look as though Aldershot have done their homework out, and Boreham Wood are going to play, and they know that when they do get the ball back, they need to be very quick, very incisive to try and break through. Here come Boreham Wood down the left side with Newton. He can't see a way forward, goes back to White. White inside to King. King squares it across, and Chris Bush is not going to get on that. Good work from the shots out of possession. One thing they are sure to do, and John Coleman's guaranteed us that, is roll their sleeves up and work very, very hard. It's all you can do when things are not going your way. It's just extremely difficult on top of that to do it when you're playing against a side in such a rich vein of form as Boreham Wood. Here's Rye, ball round the corner, Frost forward again, he's getting away again, down the right hand side, he's into the penalty area. He's come back, is he going to try a shot himself with his left foot? He is, it's blocked, and Aldershot meanwhile have got quite a lot of bodies up there with him. White's got it now, and he's in his own final third. Abdul Malik's joined him, and in the end they have to do a little bit of a hoof up the pitch. That's surely a shove in the back, I thought, of Gilligan, but nothing given, and Aldershot have won the ball anyway. Armitage goes back to Nash, he's well out of his area, finds Gilligan. Gilligan tries a diagonal ball out to the right, to the left. It's a good one on Ryan Jones, whose first touch is normally impeccable. Just eventually keeps it in, and then it's poked into touch by Jeff King. Normally Ryan Jones has had that first touch before you even think about it, but it just is the zip off the pace of the surface, isn't it?
Yeah, and I think he's not long back into first team football this season, so I think we can forgive Ryan that. But yeah, Aldershot Town looking harder to break down, and I think that's a huge step in the right direction.
Yeah. A reminder, if you've joined us late, that on 17 minutes, Abdul Malik, the National League Player of the Month, produced an unbelievable bit of quick footwork pretty much on the halfway line, which literally got him past 2 Aldershot players. He bore down on goal, and then he got somewhere around 25 yards out and then whipped in a lovely curled finish, which Pat Nash definitely got a hand to at full stretch, but I think he could only really palm it up into the roof, the corner of the net. Here's Callum Reynolds clearing long down the right channel, one in the air by Jackson, headed inside to Armitage. Hargreaves has arrived on the scene to take over. Finds Archie Taylor. Taylor's under a little bit of pressure from Joe Newton. The ball breaks kindly for Aldershot on this occasion. Armitage, though, can only send it straight to Abdul Malik, and now it's into Rush inside the area. Shoots. Good block. Point blank. Big chance for Rush, and Nash saves the moment for Aldershot Town in the 30th minute, and it remains Boreham Wood 1, Shots nil.
Boreham Wood still on the attack though.
Certainly
hacks it clear. But yeah, when Matt Rush gets in that sort of position, there's usually only one outcome, and that's a Boreham Wood goal. So big credit to Pat Nash for coming out, narrowing the angle, making the vital block. I think he can be, even though he's conceded an absolute worldie of a goal, Pat Nash, but otherwise he's done everything right.
Wood 1, Shots nil. 31 minutes gone here at Meadow Park. Reynolds over the halfway line, first time ball to Jeff King, cross in from the right, offside given against Sousa, who heads it up and wide. Goal kick to the Shots, who are literally having to suffer, I think is the saying in football, for long periods, having to work incredibly hard. They're doing that, and I know this is going to sound like a stuck record, but they've absolutely given everything to the cause for 31 and a half minutes and suffered in the terms of the scoreline due to a moment of absolute brilliance. Yeah. There's a flick on from Frost, and Shots come down the right hand side, send an early ball in. It's not the best of clearances from Bush, but it goes to the right area, and now they can clear it away. Jones gets onto that though and heads it down. Gilligan, and now Aldershot can at least work the ball around the edge of the Boreham Wood final third. Rye sends it to Taylor. Taylor and Frost, of course, playing from the start for the first time, so they've got to still keep working and build their understanding. Here Jones goes back to Inwood. Inwood plays the ball forward, a little bit under pace, looking for Thomas. Boreham would have got it again. There's a nice ball into Rush. Touches it to Sousa. Sousa touches it back to Rush. Ball to the edge of the area. Jeff King's going to try a shot. It's a lob, and it's over Nash and over the bar. Good effort. We know he's got finishing ability, Jeff King. We've seen it over the years. Apologises to his teammates for taking on the shot and missing the target, but he got the dip. Just a little bit too much power.
Yeah, it became almost a set piece, which we know Jeff King is more than adept at taking. The way he was able to just check and almost take the pace off the ball, and then he took a swing and aiming for the far corner, trying to loop it over Pat Nash, but also, fortunately for the Shots, looped it over the crossbar.
Boreham Wood in possession now in their own final third. Bush goes back to Nathan Ashmore. Ashmore up to halfway. Archie Taylor jumps well, wins it in the air. The ball's cushioned down by Kiban Rai, and he finds Taylor again. Hargreaves has come off his man, showed for the ball as he often does, into Frost. Frost, we know of his passion for everything football related, largely being out there, but even talking about it as a fan, etc. And he looks absolutely joyous to be out there, and he's getting a bit of joy actually. It's the one area Aldershot are enjoying when they get the ball to Frost quickly. Now though, they're defending, and Abdul Malik looked almost human there with that pass forward, which went straight through to Pat Nash. Steve Gibbs,
steady on. But absolutely, yeah, I think Aldershot Town, it's really good that Aldershot Town have got, on both the left and the right side of the pitch, they've got right midfielders who are adept at playing fullback as well, and I think that will really suit Taylor and Inwood in building those partnerships and help Aldershot Town's much needed defensive solidity.
Here comes Inwood with the ball forward. That's too strong, and it goes behind the goal away to our left here at Meadow Park, which, as I say, every time I've come, they've done some work on it somewhere to improve it. Over by the dressing rooms, it's improved. Over by the turnstiles, it's improved, and certainly over here in this main stand, they've dispensed with a few of the seats and carved out a couple of very nice player and management pens. There's a ball over the top from Brunt. Sousa's chasing it into the area. A little bit of hands on the back from Sam Inwood, but not much, and certainly in the modern game, not a foul. Here's Gilligan. Plays a ball down the left. Jones has to leave it because Boreham would have pushed up and left him in what would have been an offside position. Boreham would do keep the ball in play. Ashmore's well out of his goal. He's got it and he's fed it to Callum Reynolds. A couple of the shots subs go for a warm-up. Max Mullins, Keane, Anderson. Boreham would get Sousa away down the right now. He's cutting in, approaching the edge of the area. Tried a reverse pass, didn't come off. Picked up by Inwood. Jones finds it. He tries to play it up to Thomas. And Aldershot have got to keep the ball better when they win it back, Steve. And I know it's hard, and I know it's literally like an explosion of energy from Boreham with the minute Aldershot get the ball, bees round a honeypot to win it back, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely, and that's a huge part of Luke Garrard's tactics to try and win the ball back. Yeah, they do. There's a phrase at Boreham Wood, at the races, and as soon as they lose it, they try and win it back as quick as they can.
Here is Bush with the ball inside the penalty area. He thinks he's been fouled by Kiban Rai. I think Chris Bush knows what a foul is and how to avoid a foul looking like a foul better than anybody.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. He's been... Yeah. How he's not 54 years old, I've no idea, because he seems to have been playing football at this level for decades.
Here's Reynolds getting the run around from Jones, but he always finds a solution, Reynolds. Jones arrives momentarily late on Jeff King. King quite cleverly makes the contact clear. Now Tom White is having a word with the referee about somebody holding somebody. Anyway, Boreham Wood will restart play with a free kick 10 yards inside their own half. We are into the final 8 minutes of this one here at Meadow Park, and it's high flying Boreham Wood. 4th place going into tonight's games 1. Aldershot Town going into tonight's games in 20th place 0. Down but not out is probably how we would describe it at the moment. Boreham Wood don't tend to concede many, so I think it's fair to say if there are any hopes of getting away from here with anything, Aldershot need to strike second in this game. Here's Gilligan. Ball up towards Kwame Thomas. Looks to chest it. He's battling away against Reynolds. And the foul is given against Kwame Thomas there. I can't quite believe what I've seen there, Steve. Look, the compliment is to Callum Reynolds because he's so good. And Boreham, hang on, Abdul Malik's got it again. Edge of the area, sends it out right to Sousa. Brunt spins back, left foot, right foot, looks to send it across. He does send it across goal, but Tyler Frost will get there first. All these players, Jeff King, Chris Bush, Callum Reynolds, Ilasami, who sat on the bench over there, they all know how to foul but make it look like they are getting fouled. It's a skill, it's an art.
It's the dark arts of football, and it's nothing but a compliment to say that they are the past masters at it. And Callum Reynolds did it when he was at Aldershot Town, and we all applauded him for it. And absolutely, it's just another quality that this Boreham Wood team bring to the table.
Here is Reynolds on halfway, tries the straight ball through the middle to Sousa. Sousa finds Jeff King on the right side. He's got a couple of shot players for company. Jeff King, I beg your pardon. And now Aldershot have won it through Inwood, but he's down by his own corner flag. He does well, plays it against Jeff King. Throw in to the shots. But I've been to this ground and watched Boreham Wood over the last 10 years. I've obviously seen the majority of the shots games. I've seen the playoff semi-final a few years back. I've seen the game against Dorking. I've seen a number of other games. This is the best Boreham Wood side I have ever seen by a mile.
Yeah.
By a mile.
Yeah, they've got the usual qualities, the defensive solidity, the experience, the work rate, the endeavour, but now they've got a couple of little gems, live wires, sparks, a bit of genius to augment all of the qualities that they usually bring. And yeah, you said earlier, are they in the title race for real? Absolutely they are. The only thing, as you said, that can keep them out of this is the small squad. If they can stay fit throughout a long season and ally that to what I wouldn't be surprised is another Boreham Wood Cup run, then yeah, they can continue to mix it with the big boys for the rest of the season.
Here come Boreham Wood down the left side now. O'Connell sending the ball out to Newton. He's got a run from Abdul Malik. They just seem to be able to move off the ball, off the radar, don't they, into space. Here's another ball up to Newton. Tries a little give and go. Doesn't come off with Brunt. Brunt's won it back now. Aldershot have stuck a foot in. Hargreaves send it forward. Easy one for Bush. Just ease into the back of Thomas. Make sure it goes over their head. And it'll go all the way through to the sweeper keeper, Ashmore. He finds Reynolds. I mean, regular listeners will know I never stop waxing lyrical about Callum Reynolds. We got another little honour we got as a podcast team last year was to name over the last 10 years the National League 11. He was the first name on the team sheet, and not surprisingly, really. Still got it. Reads the game so well, and he's having a pretty comfortable night so far, that's for sure. Boreham Wood 1, Shots 0, 3.5 minutes to go until half time. Abdul Malik, bundles of energy, plays it to Reynolds, can't see a way forward, so goes back across to O'Connell. O'Connell to Bush. And I don't want this to sound patronising, but it's a compliment to Aldershot that actually they're only 1-0 down in this game. They have worked so hard up against pretty much a tidal wave for 45 minutes.
Yeah, and I think they have done well. They've shown a few essential qualities of the game that haven't always been in this Aldershot Town team this season.
Here's an overlapping run. Rush down the left side of the penalty area. He's got runners outside him. Newton squares it in. Header. First time stooping at the near post by Zach Brunt is over the bar. And Aldershot Town creep ever closer to half time. 1-0 down. 2.5 minutes to go, Steve.
Yeah, Luke Garrard a little bit frustrated there as another chance, another attack was spurned. But yeah, I think it is credit to Aldershot Town that they have had to work really hard to stay in this game. But they've looked compact, they've looked organised, industrious. They just need that final ball. James Henry, as the ball a couple of minutes ago went flying over Kwame Thomas's head, James Henry turned away in frustration.
There's a flick on from Thomas, but Bush gathers it in. Sorry, Steve.
Yeah, it's just. But I think Aldershot Town playing high balls up towards the lone striker is not really the way to get something out of this game and build a foothold in the game, because that's what they need to do.
Yeah, need to get it out to those flanks, particularly the one on the right side where Frost is showing a bit of freedom, and he gets a ball here and chests it down nicely, plays it inside to Rye, but Rye gets his little layoff wrong, and then he barges into the back of Joe Newton, and Boreham would have a free kick as we move 90 seconds away from the 45 being up. Sousa down the right hand side is up against Inwood. Goes back to Jeff King. King plays the 1-2, gets down the right, hooks in a little cross. Header towards goal from Sousa is weak and comfortably caught by Nash, but it's another chance for Boreham Wood. Probably one of 6 or 7 that they've created. Could have been so much more without the hard work of the Shots side. They still lead by 1-0 Boreham Wood. Handball there by Sousa. Free kick to Shots on halfway.
Yeah, final minute of normal time in the first half. The fourth official is readying his board.
And Aldershot Town have got a free kick and an opportunity here with Ryan Jones a la 3 that they had over at Weston-super-Mare on Saturday. Only just inside the opposition half, but he's going to send this long to the edge of the penalty area, looking of course for the targets of Ben Jackson and Kwame Thomas. In it comes, headed up and away, only as far as Jackson. He tries a little curled effort. It's a great effort, it's on target, and Nathan Ashmore tips it behind. Lovely lifted effort from Ben Jackson.
Yeah, I think it was Sam Inwood actually.
Or was it Inwood? I beg your pardon. He was
number 33. It was whichever of the centre backs it was.
Yeah,
that was remarkably composed and accurate. Fourth official holds his board, a big red of 1.
Well, Aldershot have a corner.
And we are into that only minute added on.
We're into that only minute. In it comes from Frost. Ooh, to the far post. Headed back across goal and then behind by a Shots player. It
Archie
will be
Taylor.
a goal kick to Boreham Wood. And it remains 1-0 to Boreham Wood. And plenty, Steve, for John Coleman to have witnessed there. And obviously it's pretty frightening to witness it at times. But despite the intensity, despite the consistency of it, Aldershot have stayed in the game.
Yeah, and I think that, as I said, it is baby steps. It is not quite clutching at straws, but you are looking for those positive signs from which the club can move forward. And I think they've shown those in the first half here this evening as the half-time whistle goes, and undoubtedly Boreham Wood deserve their lead. Absolutely fantastic, magical goal. Is the only goal of the game so far from Abdul Malik, but the shots working hard, organised, compact, playing for the shirt, sporadically going forward, and yes, Tyler Frost has been their key attacking outlet, but tentative, positive signs for the away dressing room to build on.
Yeah, absolutely. As Weston-super-Mare proved on Saturday, you can be 1-0 down in a game for a long period, and you can be not necessarily in control of a game for long periods, but you can still prevail.
All the while it's only 1-0. Aldershot Town are not out of this.
All right, quick look at the other scores, listeners, and then we'll take a little break for half time. Hartlepool 1, Morecambe 0 is a half-time score in the National League. Carlisle 1, Halifax 0 is still underway. It's 0-0 between Yeovil and Wealdstone. First half still underway as well. And here at Meadow Park, it's Boreham Wood 1, Aldershot Town 0. A goal of the highest class from Abdul Malik in the 17th minute. Let's see if John Coleman and James Henry can get to work in that dressing room, and the Shots can stay in this game and find a way to take something back from Hertfordshire this evening. So from Steve Gibbs and myself, Rob Worrell, we'll be back with you in around about 10-12 minutes for the second half.
Reminder to all Boreham supporters, do please pop along to the Boreham FC Club shop and support the team by purchasing club merchandise such as kits, hats and scarves, so much more.
I definitely need to go to the toilet.
So our excursion caterers are led by Michael and Ollie.
Do you want anything?
Burgers, hot dogs and so much more at both the home and away sections of the ground.
No, I'm all good, thanks.
New to the menu this season. Chicken strips and chips, so as I say, do pop along.
Oh, it's 0-0.
Against Real Madrid?
Yeah. Well.
To remind all Boreham sports next time the first thing on action is on Saturday the 8th of November. We'll travel to Brentford Town for an Enterprise National League fixture, This will be a 3 p.m. kickoff. And then our next home fixture is on Saturday the 15th of November, which is a Enterprise National League fixture versus Tadworth here at the Angata Development Stadium. This is a 3:03 kickoff. Just while I'm on the subject of the upcoming fixtures, there is a coach being laid on for the trip to Bracknell this coming Saturday afternoon. Anybody interested in travelling, do just leave your details at the club shop. Some latest scores from the Enterprise National League. They are as follows: Carlisle United 1, SC Halifax Town 0. Hartlepool United 1, Boreham 0. Rochdale versus Scunthorpe United was postponed. And it's Yeovil 0, Wheelstone 0. Here, ladies and gentlemen, the result is 50-50 draw. The winning ticket number 13648. I'll repeat that again: 13648. Your lucky ticket holder, please make yourself known to your nearest steward. You've won yourself £81. The winning ticket again: 13648. November. Please, once again, put your hands together for the Army Cadet Band.
I'll see if there is. I'm not sure who to ask. Just give me a sec. I'll ask. Did you have any spare tickets or not?
I don't have any spare.
You don't have any spare? By the way, you might want to have a look at Oh, okay. I don't know who our analyst is. Do you? Do you have ability? Thank you, though. Welcome back to Meadow Park for the second half here of Boreham Wood against Aldershot. 1-0 to Wood at half time. Very, very impressive Boreham Wood in the first half, but the shots, despite trailing to that 17th minute Abdul Malik beauty of a goal, have stayed in the game. Here come Boreham Wood for the second half. And we'll keep an eye out, see if there's going to be any changes. For Aldershot Town, it doesn't appear that there are going to be any, so their team is as follows. Pat Nash in goal, making his full league debut from the start of a game. I don't know what's the right way to say it, Steve. He's obviously appeared
first
in the league
start.
game when he came. First league start, that's it, thank you. Back four, left to right, Sam Inwood, Ben Jackson, Will Armitage and Archie Taylor. And then Gilligan and Hargreaves, the skipper, in midfield with Ryan Jones, Kibben Rye and Tyler Frost, the three behind the one, which is Kwame Thomas, who has been a little isolated at times in the first half. I think Aldershot going to suffer at times without the ball, aren't they? But when they do get it, they just need to keep it a little bit better in those first few moments, and they have shown that they can hurt Boreham Wood, particularly down the flanks. More so, I'd say, on Tyler Frost's side on the right than Ryan Jones, who doesn't quite look his full self yet. Might take him a few games to get back to the levels we know he's got.
Yeah, but yeah, Tyler Frost as the Aldershot Town social media said this evening, making his first start since Wembley. Tyler Frost has been really impressive.
Flick on from Kwame Thomas. He can only find Newton, sends it inside to Rush. Good first touch. He spreads the ball over to Jeff King, who sends it down the right side. Sousa won't get that, and it should run all the way through to Marcus Dewhurst. Boreham Wood lining up with what looks out of possession much more like a 4 now than it did. But I'll say it still is the back three. Joe Newton's very deep at the minute because Frost is making him go there. Aldershot playing it around in their own half.
Yeah, O'Connell can very quickly drop back into that central defensive role. And the two fullbacks, King and Newton, can push on as wing backs. It is very fluid, and that is just one of the strengths that Boreham Wood brings.
Here's Abdul Malik, the scorer of that quite wonderful goal on 17 minutes, finds Brunt. Brunt can't keep the ball in play, throw into shots on halfway. So Boreham Wood with Ashmore in goal, that back three left to right of Bush, O'Connell and Reynolds. And then Joe Newton and Jeff King, the wing backs. Brunt and White in the middle of midfield, and Abdul Malik and Sousa either side of Matt Rush. Here's Abdul Malik touching it back, but Hargreaves has got it. Kwame Thomas is having his shirt pulled, and this time the officials have actually spotted it. O'Connell it was that was doing it, and I don't know whether the referee was reading the body language, because we're sideways on, we could see it. He was face on and couldn't, but I think somehow from the reaction of the players he knew that Kwame Thomas was having his shirt pulled. Well done the referee, because there's a lot of that dark arts going on, and we're not complaining about it. We're just reporting it. Yeah. It is what it is. They're very, very good at it, and they're pretty good at football too right now.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. They're a very, very good footballing team. But certainly, I think the referee bought himself a bit of time just to weigh up: was that a 50-50? Was Kwame Thomas the aggressor or the fouled?
30 yards out, right side as Aldershot attack. Frost and Jones are over it. High defensive line. Frost's going to lift it over that now. I think Jackson and Inwood. I think it's come off. No, it hasn't. It's come off a Boreham Wood player. It's an Aldershot Town throw. Jackson's run over to retrieve it.
Yeah, I think it must have glanced off Chris Bush.
So Aldershot's free kick on the edge of the area has turned to an attacking throw-in, almost level with the edge of the penalty area. It's into Kwame Thomas. He's again having his arm pulled by Reynolds. Nothing given. Jones has got it. Jones has dribbled past one. It's cleared away by Boreham Wood. Bit of a late arrival from Jones, and it'll be a free kick inside their own penalty area to Boreham Wood. Ashmore retrieves the ball, and we are now 3.5 minutes into the second half, and it remains Boreham Wood 1, Aldershot Town 0. Callum Reynolds is being told to take the free kick from a different place. In the end he gives it to Ashmore, who gives it to him, and now he plays it up the right channel. It's chested down nicely by Sousa, and sent across by Boreham Wood, but Abdul Malik's beaten to it by Archie Taylor. Taylor sends it out to the right hand side to Tyler Frost. Frost tries an early cross. Thomas won't get there. Can Kiban Rai on the far side? Yes, he can. And now he's on the byline approaching the area. He goes backwards to Inwood. Inwood sends a ball in that's hooked awkwardly up in the air by Callum Reynolds, and then won by Abdul Malik, and then Aldershot battle for it well, and they win themselves another free kick. It's Tyler Frost who put his foot in there bravely, and Aldershot have a free kick almost, Steve, exactly where they had the last one about a minute and a half ago. I wonder if they can do a bit better from it this time.
Yeah, I think from set pieces and from open play they need to get a foothold in the attacking third. Those rare balls out of defence up to whether it's Kwame Thomas, Kiban Rai, whoever is playing the target man role, they need to hold them up better and allow Aldershot Town to advance up the pitch and take some pressure off the defence. But yeah, Tyler Frost has an opportunity to deliver a dangerous ball into the box.
He does exactly that now, and it's through the corridor of uncertainty and disappears behind the goal. So quite a good delivery, just ended up going between players, didn't it, Steve? But the shots have begun the second half with a certain amount of intent. Here at Meadow Park they still trail by 1-0.
Yeah, good delivery from Tyler. It was unfortunate there was a flailing leg trying to make contact, then the ball bounced over somebody's head. It seemed certain that it must get a touch of some sort. In the end, it didn't.
Here is Boreham Wood in possession with Callum Reynolds. Finds White. White's being well pressed by Hargreaves. Goes back to Reynolds. Now lifts a ball down the inside right channel. Ben Jackson should get there first, but all he can really do is the ball's bouncing up high, is head it into touch. Throw-in's taken quickly, and Boreham would have got it on that right side of their attack. Good switch of play into the area, but Cameron Hargreaves arrives on the scene, reads exactly what Boreham Wood were doing, comes away with the ball, sends it down the line, and Aldershot once again working very, very hard and pressing hard out of possession to try and win the ball back. But Boreham Wood's touch, their control, their movement is excellent. Tom White now arrives, edge of the area, sends it out left to Joe Newton. Can't easily make room for his cross. Archie Taylor almost pounces. In the end he does pounce and pokes it into touch. Throw in to Boreham Wood. 51 3/4 minutes gone here at Meadow Park. Wood 1 shots nil. White sends the ball across, and Ryan Jones very nearly read that and got onto it. Here's Callum Reynolds taking the ball down. Exemplary first touch as ever, good vision. Slots it into White, plays it to King. Now they got it on the edge of the area. Rush sends it back to King. He's making his way into the area, drives it across, and it's just behind Brunt, who made a brilliant return run into the area. And had it been level with him in front of him, he'd have been cushioning it into the empty net for 2-0. But the shots continue in this game with great effort despite the scoreline. 1-0 to Wood. Here's White picking up the ball, trying to shake off Tyler Frost. I think as a bare minimum, Steve, if Boreham Wood are going to win this match, they are going to know that they've been in the game right to the very end. Here's Brunt, back heel to Newton, shot beaten away by Nash. Lovely 1-2, great football again from Boreham Wood, and Pat Nash equal to it.
Good football all round. Good attack from Boreham Wood. Typical bit of vision and creativity from Brunt. The back heel directly into the path of the advancing Newton, and Pat Nash making a really good strong save.
Corner to Boreham Wood. They want to take it short. And not happy, but they've taken it short. Now they're going to square it. Shot's going to come in. It's going wide. Claims for handball, not given. And Aldershot looking to break, but Boreham would have snapped the ball back on halfway. Ashmore with a kick right down the middle, and a knockdown to Sousa. He's picking the ball up on the edge of there, tries the ball into the area. It's poked towards goal, and again, as Newton up there looks to just slide and touch it in, there's too much pace on the ball, and Boreham Wood are playing some pretty scintillating, incisive football. At times it's almost impossible, it seems, for Aldershot to deal with, but 54 minutes gone. Boreham Wood 1 shots nil.
And while it is still only 1-0, Aldershot Town are not out of this. Boreham Wood will start to feel they should start putting the game to bed to seal the 3 points, and maybe start resting players and rotating a few key members of the squad. But yeah, Aldershot Town just about hanging on in there.
Yeah, they've lost the ball again on the edge of their final third here. They did well to win it initially, but here's Jeff King going back to Reynolds. You just never seem to be able to hurry him, do you? It's exactly what you need to do, but he's just always one step ahead in his mind, if not with his footwork. Here's a ball round the corner for Boreham Wood, chased down by Brunt, one in the air by Armitage. And good skill from Boreham Wood. They got away, 1-2, ball into the area. Sousa looking to square it. Deflection on it into the hands of Pat Nash. I think staying in the game, defending bravely is one thing, but Aldershot have got to find something on the counter. They've got to find something incisive that asks the question of Boreham Wood, and somehow they've got to find a way of beating Nathan Ashmore, who is in quite a run of clean sheets right now, whether it be on loan at Bedford or back here at Boreham Wood.
Yeah, I still think the best way is to try and unsettle those two centre-backs, Bush and Reynolds, and maybe with a little bit of a pace, a bit of incisive movement, and passing in the channels to try and draw them out of their comfort zone.
Here's Frost getting away down the right hand side from Abdul Malik. He stops, switches, goes again, tries to get an early crossing, does. Good ball! Right across the face of the goal in the 6-yard box. He can't do any more than that. Ashmore reads it though and snaffles it somewhere in between Thomas and Rye. And Abdul Malik now on the left side. Oh, he plays the ball to Sousa. He's down by the byline, looks to square it across. It's cut out well by Armitage. Taylor and Gilligan win the ball and then send it forward, and it's lost again, and they're going to have to defend again. Now they've won it again with Gilligan. Nice 1-2 with Frost. Now they're going to switch it out to the left, Gilligan, to Ryan Jones. He might be able to go one-on-one against Callum Reynolds. That's what he wants. That's what Aldershot want. Squares it over, beaten away, parried away, followed up and put behind by Chris Bush, who pounced on Ashmore's clearance just before Kivan Rai. Boreham would do enough, put it behind, corner to Shots, who are giving everything here, Steve, to hang in and get back into this game.
Yeah, good moment. Rare moment of shakiness in that Boreham Wood defence. Callum Reynolds, as I said, pulled out of his comfort zone, further into the right back position, where, as good a centre half as he is not a full-back, and Ryan Jones would fancy his chances one-on-one, and then smuggled behind somehow by a combination of Ashmore and Bush.
Ryan Jones then with an out-swinging left-footed corner low. Kiban Rai swings and misses. Touch back. Gilligan shot, deflection on it behind for another corner. On target, the shot come off a Boreham Wood player, and Aldershot Town having a couple of minutes of pressure here.
Yeah, it's as good as respite for the defence as any sort of attacking threat as well. But whether they can open up this Boreham Wood defence or not, a set piece could be just as valuable.
Aldershot Town will take a goal any which way they can get it right now. Callum Reynolds can score it for us if he likes in his own net, it doesn't matter. In it comes, the corner, caught underneath his bar by Nathan Ashmore. A little bit too easy, and then a little coming together between Inwood and Ashmore.
That should be a yellow card.
He's got a bit of nous, hasn't he, Inwood, for a 19-year-old.
Yeah.
Apologies.
That should be a yellow card. He's seen that Ashmore is trying to release the ball quickly, and he's deliberately run across him and initiated shoulder contact. It should be a yellow.
Here's a good first touch from Rai, but Boreham will get something on it and then calm it all down again and keep possession. Cushion header from Reynolds. Ball up to Brunt. Aldershot get the bodies in, and Gilligan does well. He works so hard. It's been tenacious in the middle there, and Aldershot do have a combative midfield when they've got Hargreaves and Gilligan out there, both working like Trojans, and as they've had to do all night, as have the other 9 players in the team around them. Apologies for any bad language that you hear on our sound effects microphone, not from me but from Luke Garrod.
Yeah, and absolutely, that's what that midfield pairing will bring. Hargreaves and Gilligan, tenacity, work rate, and that does need to be replicated across the team. But as a midfield engine room, I think they're exactly what Aldershot Town need.
Here's Reynolds winning the ball over Kwame Thomas. Boreham Wood being buffeted on the line, but eventually managed to make their way back to Nathan Ashmore. And now a ball out to the left. Rush chases it. He's into the penalty area. He's cutting back. He wants to have a shot with his right foot. He squares it to Brunt. Brunt pulls the trigger and blasts it wide. He was literally 2 yards inside the area, level with the right hand, or Aldershot's left hand post, and he has to hit the target there, Steve. If he was an Aldershot Town player, we'd be bemoaning that miss. And it is a goal kick to the Shots, who somehow still trail by just 1-0, and I don't say that, facetiously or anything like that. It's actually quite an achievement against the Boreham Wood side who've been so good tonight.
Yeah, but the one thing that has been lacking has been their finishing. Apart from Abdul Malik's brilliant goal, they haven't found their shooting boots.
And they put the ball into touch here, and just a bit sloppy in the last few minutes, Boreham Wood. And Luke Garrard down there is getting more and more agitated.
He is, he's getting frustrated.
He knows they should have put the game to bed by now, and they haven't. And he knows how dangerous it is, a scoreline 1-0 with 30 minutes left. Meanwhile, Aldershot Town are going to be bringing Will Nightingale back into the fray. Here's Taylor touching the ball inside. Frost doing well, protects it, and goes back to Armitage. Armitage will go all the way back to Pat Nash. Nash plays it up to halfway. One in the air by O'Connell, volleyed back by Armitage, and then taken nicely out of the sky by Jeff King. Here's Chris Bush. Time to pick his diagonal pass, which is absolutely perfect to Jeff King again on the far side. That's the longest 1-2 I've ever seen in my life. They've got the ball now on the edge of the area. A little ball in, clever little ball, shot comes in, brilliant save from Pat Nash. And another chance goes begging for Boreham Wood, who are going to make a couple of subs in a minute. They're going to see us. Claydon and Cox are the players coming on, and Will Nightingale coming on very soon for the shots. 62.5 minutes, very nearly gone in a pulsating game. I'd love to say it's end to end. It's not quite that, but Kwame Thomas does well to almost get the ball off of Bush, and then good work from Kiban Wright shutting down. Boreham would take the throw quickly. Matt Rush has got it on the right hand side. He's done a whole turn. He's into the edge of the penalty area. Now he's poked it back out wide to Jeff King. King's getting to the byline. Looks to pull it back. Headed away by Jackson. Cushioned on his chest by Kiban Ryan on the edge of his own penalty area. Exchanges passes with Ryan Jones. Goes back to Jones again. Good ball from Jones inside. No, it's been cut out by Reynolds. Reynolds manages to square it to Abdul Malik. Abdul Malik finds Sousa, edge of the area. He'll come back onto his right foot, trying to get a shot away, but Frost is there shutting him down. Abdul Malik shows and goes, comes back in, shoots again. This time it's blocked, and Aldershot come away with it. Frost, who bounces off a Boreham Wood player and goes down, but no free kick. Good work from Thomas to keep possession for shots. Archie Taylor spreads it over to the left hand side. Inwood can't quite lift a foot and get onto that. Breathless game, and Aldershot will make the first substitution. Will Armitage coming off, and Will Nightingale coming into the fray for the last 26 minutes or so.
Yeah, good to see Will Nightingale back. A bit of experience and leadership in that young Aldershot town defence. And yeah, Boreham Wood preparing a double substitution, but Charlie Claydon has put his orange bib back on. Cameron Cox is reading a couple of tactics sheets, so I think the game will restart with just the one change.
Yeah, I mean, you would think I don't think they'll change shape at all, Boreham Wood, because they are dominating the game. They've had the majority of the chances. They probably should be home and hosed by now, as they were against Crawley much earlier than this on Saturday. There's a cross in from the right, and there's a wicked deflection there off of Will Nightingale. It loops up and goes behind. Could have had almost the worst of first touches there, but offside's given against Boreham Wood anyway, and Aldershot take the kick short through Nightingale. Turns it inside to Hargreaves, and Tom White follows through there on Hargreaves and then complains that he's been fouled. That's the kind of stuff that we're talking about. Good work from Inwood on the left side. Tries to play it forward looking for Jones, can't quite find him. Ball's in touch on halfway. Throw in to Aldershot. Archie Inwood picks it up and takes it from whence it came, and through Jackson. They go all the way back to Nash. Nash to Nightingale. Ball straight through the middle looking for Kiban Rai. Doesn't find him, but Thomas comes off his man and does get onto it. Hargreaves finds Jones. Jones can have a run against Jeff King here. Jeff King reads it brilliantly and just snatches the ball off him, but then Jones gets there and wins it back, but runs out of pitch. It'll be a throw in to Boreham Wood. Will it be Jeff King that goes off for Cameron Cox? We'll have to wait and see. That would be my guess.
Yeah, it would make sense, a straight swap, just fresh legs, keep the impetus and the energy in this performance.
Header by Archie Taylor finds Frost, whose header goes back to Abdul Malik, and then Brunt running across him. He looks for the 1-2. That doesn't come off. The ball drifts away behind the goal at the North Bank end here at Meadow Park, and it remains 66 minutes just gone. 1-0 to Boreham Wood.
Yeah, and I would say the other change will be the other fullback, Newton coming off and Claydon coming on. Two straight swaps.
is good work from O'Connell, bursting into a little area. Brunt sends the ball out to Abdul Malik, who falls over, but straight away Joe Newton's on hand to pick the ball up. Back inside to O'Connell. Now further across to Reynolds, who I don't think has put a pass astray all evening. And there's Jeff King coming down the right hand side. He's into the penalty. He's going to shoot himself. And he blazes it across the angle of the goal, and it's just high and just wide. And what Aldershot Town need to do, Steve, is make Luke Garrard in his post-match be talking about the countless chances Boreham Wood had to put this game to bed, and how they only got a point from the game. But in order to do that, the Shots are going to need to have a moment themselves at the other end.
They are, but yeah, Garrard's frustration is rising. He's an increasingly agitated figure just in front of us.
Great diving header by Archie Taylor. Finds Thomas, who plays the ball off of Frost and then out to Frost, and then Frost tries to get a ball in, but once again Boreham Wood just gets something that takes the pace off it. Here's Sousa, he's going to run out of pitch, throw into Aldershot on the far side in the left back position. Claydon and Cox both coming on now. I think he's a very demanding manager, isn't he, Garrard? He himself works incredibly hard. I know that. I know I've just from interviews I've done with him and times I've tried to talk to him. As soon as this game is over, he'll be watching footage of whoever Boreham Wood are playing on Saturday. And I know that's standard course, but he's obsessive.
Absolutely.
James Rowe kind of obsessive. Do you know what I mean? In terms of his study of the game and leaving no stone unturned.
And it is the first substitution is the straight swap at right back. Cameron Cox replacing Jeff King. And now we wait to see Erico Sousa is coming off and Claydon is coming on, so a more attacking move. Newton will stay at left back, and Claydon is a versatile player, can play anywhere down the left hand side or pretty much anywhere down the right as well. So
and Aldershot Town are ready in a substitution. It looks like Max Mullins is getting stripped and ready to come on.
And Maxie will come on as an attacker, and it'll be his movement and hard run, almost in the Hadi Gandor role, that might expose this Boreham Wood defence.
Here's Ryan Jones, lovely sweeping of the ball out to the left side. Aldershot attacking down the left hand side now with Hargreaves looking to work the ball across. Oh, it's tipped up and over behind by Ashmore. It was probably more crossed than shot, but it was right in front of the goal, and Ashmore took no chances. Great work again from Cameron Hargreaves. We don't normally say on the left wing, but that's where he was.
Absolutely, yeah, really good overlapping run, and I think he disguised it well. And yes, it might have been more of a cross than a shot, but I think Ashmore was forced into evasive action, and I think we'll also see possibly a league debut for Aldershot Town's rising young star Toby Nelson.
In comes the ball from Jones. It's half cleared by Boreham Wood, and then great skill, but Aldershot have nicked it back from Kiban Rai onto his left foot. Shot is over the bar. He's claimed a corner and he's got one. So again, Boreham Wood it's not so much for them about putting bodies on the line, it's about just getting a little nick on something, just breaking up the play, isn't it?
Yeah, that fully committed defence, putting their bodies on the line, just getting something, stopping the clean strike. That sometimes that can be just as important.
In comes the corner to the far post, a bundle of bodies, appeals, effort on goal, acrobatic I think it was from Sam Inwood, but caught underneath his bar by Ashmore, who tries an immediate ball down the left side, which is going to run out of pitch, and it'll be a goal kick to Aldershot Town. But Steve, I know some people won't want to know and they won't want to care if Aldershot go home with no points. They won't care about the story, but against probably the most informed team in the National League, they've not only stayed in the game, they've given it a right good go.
Yeah, and the story is the key thing here this evening. I think if Aldershot Town were going to get something from this game, it would be a remarkable achievement. But if they can't achieve that, I think the performance, the endeavour, the commitment, the solidity will be huge positives for John Coleman to take from his first league game as Aldershot Town manager and take into Aldershot Town facing more teams at the top of the table, the likes of Forest Green Rovers on Saturday, and then Rochdale coming up as well.
Toby Nelson on for Tyler Frost, Max Mullins for Kwame Thomas. Fresh legs for the shots. They've got 19 minutes left to try and stay in the game and get back in the game. Free kick given against Will Nightingale here, and if the ref really thinks that is a free kick, then he kind of has to give a yellow card to Nightingale. But you can tell what the Aldershot Town fans around us think, Steve.
Yeah, and what James Henry thinks of it as well. He was immediately into the ear of the assistant on this side and exchanging pleasantries over the decision with Luke Garrard. Yeah, I can see why it was given. I'm not sure that it was intentional in any way from Nightingale, but there was a bit of a tangle of feet.
Boreham Wood 1, shots nil into the last 17 and a half minutes. Tristan Abrahams and Keane Anderson come back from a warm-up. Zach Brunt stands over this free kick, level with the left-hand side of the penalty area, clips it in, headed away by Jackson, follow-up shot by, or looped ball in from Bush, headed away by Archie Taylor. Brunt's got something on it, sends it out right to Chris Bush again. Bush finds Cox, sends in a left-footed ball which is punched up and away by Pat Nash, and then Boreham Wood competing for it again. Shot comes in, and eventually a little stabbed foot wide, I think. I'm sure it fits Matt Rush in there, is it? Who might have just poked it wide. It was a little bit of pinball in the area. Probably for the first time tonight, Nash probably got his decision wrong there.
Yeah.
But because he neither caught it or put it out of play, and it very nearly ended up in the back of the net. But he's had a pretty decent performance tonight.
He has,
Pat
yeah.
Nash.
He's been really good.
I'd be nitpicking if I picked on that across everything he's done all evening.
It was the wrong decision, and John Coleman turned round and asked his bench, "What's he doing?" But yeah, I think John will be the first to praise Pat Nash in his post-match.
Gilligan and Jackson both jump and for the same ball. Oh, great work from Ryan Jones to retrieve a ball and keep it in, and then Gilligan buys a foul just inside his own half. Right, we've got 16 minutes left plus whatever's added, and do you know what? The nearer it gets to the end of the game, the more nervy Boreham Wood potentially could get, because they haven't been able to put this game to bed. And you don't unfortunately get any points for performances, but I would ask you as an Aldershot Town fan, are you proud of that team's performance tonight?
Yeah, and I think the answer has to be yes.
Yeah.
Whatever happens from here, from a pretty low ebb, Aldershot Town have lifted themselves off the canvas and withstood one of the best attacking teams in this division.
Here's Boreham Wood sending the ball forward. Cushion header from Nightingale to Jackson, who looks to play the ball off of Brunt, but it falls kindly, the ricochet for Brunt. Tries to send it back in. Jackson keeps it out, and then still Brunt gets onto it, and then Aldershot managed to divert it up in the air and behind. Will Nightingale, I think it was, back there. A corner to Boreham Wood as Femi Ilasanmi. And is it Luke Norris?
Yeah, striker Luke Norris. That shows Luke Garrard is worried. He's not happy. He wants his team to put this game to bed before it gets into the final 10 minutes.
Corner on the right hand side, taken short, sent in right footed and headed over the bar. Slight contact again from an Aldershot Town player, so it's another corner to Boreham Wood.
Yeah, I think it was Bush and Taylor went for that ball, and I think Bush got the first contact, but Archie did enough to divert it from target.
Morecambe have equalised at Hartlepool. Wealdstone are 1-0 up at Yeovil. Here it's Boreham Wood 1, Aldershot Town 0. Second consecutive corner for Boreham Wood is taken short again. And now they'll get it in from the right hand side. Shot's blocked, half cleared, picked up by Ryan Jones, sends it forward, one in the air by Newton, who's back there. Boreham would have kept it in down the right hand side, and they're going to get another corner now as
Charles Clayton.
That's right, that's exactly right.
Yeah, he was twisting and turning, trying to find space.
And now we're going to see these substitutions. So Luke Norris, the number 18, is coming on for the number 8, Zach Brunt.
And that's a striker for an attacking midfielder.
Yeah, but the other subs might reverse that. It's a modern trend in football, do 2 subs and switch the opposite players, isn't it? But there we go. Joe Newton's coming off. I think that's fairly predictable, isn't it? Ilasami coming on in the left wing back position.
Yeah, that's more likely to be a straight swap. Ilasami, probably maybe better known as a centre back than a left back, but whatever position he plays, he's always adventurous, always loves to get forward.
Okay, third corner in the space of a couple of minutes for Boreham Wood. They've led 1-0 since the 17th minute, and they keep knocking on the door, but they haven't quite put it to bed. Now a shot comes in from distance, brilliantly saved away, high and to his right by Pat Nash from that man, Charles Clayton again.
Yeah, that was heading into the top corner. Excellent save from Pat Nash, who really has acquitted himself very, very well this evening, and he needed to. It would have taken something to displace Marcus Dewhurst and keep the jersey for Saturday, that he's done absolutely nothing wrong.
Zach Brunt enjoying the applause as he walks around the Meadow Park. Here's the corner from the left hand side, and it's tipped over his bar by Pat Nash, and so here comes corner number 5 in the last 5-6 minutes.
Yeah, Clayton has run the full width of the pitch. He whipped that ball in from the left hand side underneath the crossbar. Nash had to take rather evasive action to tip it behind from underneath the crossbar, and now Clayton has gone right across to take an in-swinging left footer.
Aldershot marching the line up and out. In it comes to the far post. Bush is the man they're looking for. Can he keep it in when he volleys it back across? And it bounces. It had already gone out of play. Goal kick to the Shots. They've done the very difficult work of staying in the game now.
931. 931.
Here's Mullins sent through by Toby Nelson, squares it, half cleared. Ryan Jones falls to Nelson again, he falls over as he tries to get his shot. Brief moment came and went for the Shots. Dayan Tetek and Tristan Abraham's getting ready now to come on into the fray as well. All hands to the pump, every last thing, including the kitchen sink, being thrown in by the Shots.
Yeah, absolutely, just to try and get themselves back into this, and they might as well. You might as well lose 2, even 3-0 now in pursuit of what would be a hugely valuable and encouraging point. And so very nearly they got themselves a clear shot on goal there. Nelson did really well, played in Maxi Mullins, and nearly got on the end of it again.
Tetek on for Kiban Rai, and Tristan Abrahams comes on for Ryan Jones.
Yeah, both players have gone off on the far side and are walking around the touchline just to try and buy a few extra seconds.
Aldershot's front 4 all fresh now, if they can just somehow create and take one chance. Ball straight down the right hand side for Boreham Wood's going to run out of pitch, and at the moment Aldershot Town are going to get the plaudits but no points as Wealdstone go 2-0 up at Yeovil. And I don't know if you heard, it's 930 something the crowd, I think maybe 931, but 164 Aldershot Town fans. Here's Toby Nelson picking the ball up on the edge of his own area. Goes back to Nash. Nash squares it out to the left-hand side to Inwood. Inwood forward to Gilligan. Gilligan, oh, nice show and go, and leaves Abdul Malik and then sends it forward. It's cut out, but he's won it again. He's got the momentum. Cuts inside, finds Hargreaves. Hargreaves finds Nightingale. He's over halfway now. Sends it further right to Archie Taylor. Taylor's running up against Claydon. He's getting to the byline. Looks to get his cross in. Double contact, is it? No, it's just one. Comes off of Claydon. He's got his head in his hands. He doesn't believe it, but it's a corner to the Shots. We are in the 83rd minute now. 82 have elapsed. John Coleman shakes the hands of Ryan Jones and Kiban Rai. Can Aldershot Town snatch something here after hanging in for so long? Referee wants a word with somebody. I think it's his linesman. I'm not sure what the issue is here. It's a shame, because the one thing this game has had is momentum throughout. I think it's just replacing something on his on whatever's strapped onto his arm or his shoulder. It's been well refereed actually tonight, and it's flowed really well. Yeah. It's been a tense game to watch for lots of reasons, but it's been an enjoyable watch. And here we are now, almost 83 minutes in. There's going to be a good few minutes added, I'm sure. Tristan Abrahams with the ball into the near post, headed away, battled for inside the area, cut out by Nelson, tries a shot, it's blocked by O'Connell, and the block is so strong that it runs into touch, and then Luke Garrard just helps it a little bit further down the line. Did you see that?
I did.
More of the dark arts there. Yeah. Very subtle. If the referee sees it and takes action, it's delaying a restart. But here's Tetek, the fifth and final substitute for Aldershot. Well, technically he came on as the fourth. There's a difficult ball into Archie Taylor, who did well to play it against his man. Goes to get the throw, gets the ball to Gilligan. Mullins is waiting in the area. Abrahams wants it. Tetek to Taylor, back to Tetek, into the feet of Abrahams, trying to work it free and get a shot away on his left, but he can't. The ball wriggles loose to Gilligan, picked up by Inwood. He's in the area, tries a little shot, it's on target and caught underneath his bar by Nathan Ashmore. And the frustration continues for Shots when they do get a little sight of the goal. They've not really looked like scoring, other than when Thomas put it in the net but was given offside. Here's Tetek battling away against Tom White. White sends the ball to Claydon. Claydon back to Ilasanmi. Ilasanmi inside to Bush, and Bush will find Reynolds in a chasm of space, as he tends to. That's what he does, he marks space. Good ball up. A little pull and tug in the back of Norris. Free kick to Boreham Wood. 10 yards inside the Aldershot Town half. Taken quickly by Reynolds out to the right hand side. One in the air by Taylor. Unfortunately can't find Nelson with his header. He can only find touch. 84 and a half minutes gone. 5.5 plus whatever's added. Ilasanmi goes all the way back to Ashmore. Credit to Aldershot Town, credit to John Coleman and all 16 players that have taken the pitch in red and blue tonight. They have given everything out there. They've got nothing to show for it at the moment, but we're going deep into this one with that possibility still there. Is Abraham skipping past his man, and then it's poked into touch. Throw into Shots halfway inside the Boreham Wood half. 85 minutes gone. 1-0 to Boreham Wood here. A couple of other games going on in the National League tonight, and 1 or 2 games in that other competition, Champions League. We don't care about that, do we?
Is that like the National League Cup?
I mean, we do, and you and I care about one game in particular, but we're not talking about that. We're talking about National League football. And here's Gilligan on the left side, exchanges passes with Tetek. The ball comes off Abdul Malik. Oh, nice leave by Inwood. Sends an early ball into the area. It's cleared away and behind by Ilasanmi. He had Toby Nelson behind him. The Shots have got themselves another corner. 2 distinct ways of looking at this game. Luke Garrard will say, how on earth are we not home and dry? Aldershot Town will say, we have worked so hard to stay in this game. If we nick something at the end here, then fair play to us, because of all effort all 16 players have given. In it comes, little flick on attempted at the corner, but it's not going to prevail. Ilasami sends it forward. Abdul Malik is chasing the ball, but Nash is well out of his area. He elects to kick it into touch. Henry definitely doesn't delay the restart. He cushions his touch and kills it dead, gives it straight back to the ball.
Old habits die hard, James Henry.
Garrard then takes the ball off of Norris and gives it to Ilasami, but technically he's only passing it back to where the throw's got to be taken. He's in the ear of Femi Ilasami now. It's every little small margin, every 0.01%, isn't it?
Yeah,
Luke
it's
Garrard?
the attention to detail.
Yeah, here's a ball inside. Shot should clear it. Oh, there's a funny ricochet on it, but it goes all the way through to Pat Nash. How brave will the shots get in the last few minutes to really try and push for that equaliser?
You've got to be.
Yeah. Mullins needs to be careful. He's massively mistimed his run. He's offside. And he's got to look across the line better than that. That's just a waste of possession. Boreham Wood are going to make their fifth and final substitution now. It's Lewis Richardson that's going to come on. And he's going to come on for the man who most likely has scored the winning goal tonight, Abdul Malik. And
Number 20, Lewis Richardson.
nobody likes to lose a game of football. If you're going to lose a game of football, lose it 1-0 to a goal of that quality and battle as hard as you have for the rest of the game.
Yeah,
Aldershot.
that was a goal that isn't, and this isn't to denigrate the National League in any way. That was a goal fitting of a game
Much higher level.
much higher.
Much higher.
And he is a player who will be playing at a higher level pretty soon, I would suggest.
Here's a ball forward from Boreham Wood. One in the air by Shots. Jackson into touch, throw in. So we've got to wait another 1 minute 45 seconds and we'll know how much added time there will be. Aldershot have won the ball in their own corner flag. Inwood plays it down the line up towards Mullins, who's battling hard for it. He can't get there. Tetek can, but it comes off of Tetek and goes into touch. Boreham Wood have a throw. They motion to take it quickly, but they're not going to do that because they're not that stupid.
Of course not.
Of course they want a second goal to put the game to bed, but they are not going to literally risk anything in these last few minutes. Ball's flicked on. It's going to run all the way on. Nightingale can gather it, and Nash gives it back to him. Nightingale's allowed to make a little bit of progress forward. Now he sends it down the right channel. Food and drink for Chris Bush, that one. It'll come off him and fine touch though. Archie Taylor utilising the multi-ball system. We're going to have 4 added minutes here at Meadow Park. Hargreaves sends the ball out to the left to Sam Inwood, a 19-year-old who seems to have boundless energy. Had a really good, strong showing in his first couple of games on loan for the Shots. At the moment, though, he won't have tasted victory. He hasn't tasted a draw either. Here, can he do something about that on his own? He's on the left wing, halfway down the half. There's a turn from Abrahams. He can't get onto it cleanly. He slips a little bit, and Boreham would clear it so far, but then Hargreaves just nibbles at the back of a Boreham Wood player, or was it Tetek missed that? And free kick. 4 added minutes now.
We are just into that 4, and yeah, I think unfortunate for Cameron Hargreaves, who maybe made contact, maybe he didn't, but it was enough to win Boreham Wood a free kick. I think it was Clayton who, or possibly White, who initiated the foul.
Another header from Ben Jackson. He's won so many tonight. Boreham Wood on to the next ball, and Inwood's battling away with his man. He's holding him, unfortunately. He's given away a free kick, level with the edge of the penalty area, right on the right-hand touchline. Luke Garrard sits down. You can put a stopwatch on him. He will not be sat down for more than 30 seconds. I'll guarantee it. But manage this game is the shout.
Yeah, that was aimed at Chris Bush, who was the last man for Boreham Wood up against Maxi Mullins, with Femi Ilasami in close close proximity as well, in case Aldershot do try to launch a quick counter-attack.
Can they somehow manage fashion one last chance, the shots in the remaining 2.5 minutes, of which Boreham Wood are doing a wonderful job right now. Well, the referee is measuring out the wall and everything, but the free kick is only a couple of yards in. They're going to play it short. They're going to try and keep it in the corner flag. Luke Norris has got it, and so it starts. Holding off, Aldershot have nibbled away and won it, and then it's in touch. Now it's Aldershot Town's throw, but it's still in the left back position. I think they've got to get it crossed to the goalkeeper, get some bodies up and launch it, Steve. I mean, it doesn't need to be too tactical at this stage, does it? Just
no, definitely not. And
get the ball and some bodies at the other end and then go create.
Yeah, I mean, Boreham Wood don't have possession, but they've got Aldershot Town where they want them.
Oh, here's Norris, he's onto the ball. He's going to take it towards the corner flag again now. Aldershot didn't keep it from their own throw. They shift it inside Boreham Wood to the byline, looking to pull it back. Half cleared. A shot's foot comes in and clears it forward, but there's only Mullin up there now. He's going to chase down Callum Reynolds. Reynolds squares it to Bush. Bush plays it up to Ilisami. He's shut down pretty quickly. He can only turn it into touch. Throw in to Aldershot. Luke Garrard absolutely losing the plot again. The fact that his side have lost possession. Will Nightingale sends it forward. It's missed by a couple of people. Headed forward by Reynolds. Feet wailing in. Nelson's got it. Sends it out to the right hand side to Mullins. In the box shouts James Henry, I think. Back to Archie Taylor. Nelson's got it into Gilligan. Gilligan gives it back to Nelson. Nelson lifts the ball over to the far side. Inwood heads it back in. Reynolds heads it back out. It's going to bounce once, twice, and into touch. Throw in taken quickly by Inwood to Hargreaves. We've got 45 seconds left. Boreham Wood 1, Aldershot Town 0. Nightingale over halfway on this right hand side. He's got Archie Taylor with him. Tetek shows. Has to give it to Taylor. Taylor, can he make room for a ball into the box now? Finds Nightingale. Nightingale's won it, lost it. The ball breaks free for Toby Nelson. He tries a ball through. It's cut out by Boreham Wood. Inwood chases to get it, and he's got it. He's going down the left hand side. He's up against his man. Has he pulled his man down? Nothing given. The referee has given, what has he given, a goal kick?
Goal kick.
Well,
I thought it was a 50-50 coming together.
Yeah, I've got to agree.
6 of one, half a dozen of the other.
And that is added time up. 4 minutes at the end of the 90 have been played. We're into Gav Dennison time, as I call it. Added time at the end of added time, and Aldershot Town are on the fringe of another defeat in the National League, but it's one in which they have yet again massively competed toe-to-toe with one of the top 5 sides in the National League. Yes, it's a 1-goal defeat again, and they haven't managed to score tonight, but so many promising signs. Inwood volleys it up in the air. Mullins battling away for it, tries an acrobatic overhead kick, but to try and keep it in play. There is the final whistle, and Boreham would have won by 1-0 in a pulsating game. You don't have to say that about a 1-0, but it has. It's been tight, it's been tense, largely because Aldershot Town stood up and they were in it for the fight right to the very end. Sadly, Steve, they couldn't score. They won't take anything home other than an awful lot of heart and pride. 1-0 Boreham Wood.
Heart and pride cannot be sniffed at. That, yes, they'd have liked a point, even 3 if they dared to dream, but heart and pride and positivity and impetus and rejuvenation, lifting the team, the club off the canvas, cannot be underestimated this evening. I think they've huge positivity, lots of impetus to take from this evening. Yes, it's another defeat, but the way they played, it is that cliche against the lesser team, and there are plenty of lesser teams in this division than Boreham Wood, particularly at the moment. against a lesser team, Aldershot Town would have got something this evening, and it may be a couple of weeks before they get to meet one of those lesser teams, but nonetheless this is a step in the right direction for John Coleman and Aldershot Town, and they should take massive heart. And the supporters that were here, the 164 of them that were here, and everybody watching at home, listening at home, that will catch up on social media, see the result. Yes, it was 1-0, but then understand what went on in that 90 minutes plus, the heart and the endeavour and the pride that was shown, and know that this is a club that can move in the right direction and move up the table in the not too distant future.
Yeah, no, I completely agree, and a number of contenders actually, albeit a 1-0 defeat for the man of the match. You've got your first league start for Pat Nash, who equipped himself pretty well and very nearly saved what I think you'll agree when you see it, listeners, if you haven't already, is one of the goals of the season from Abdul Malik. I think Sam Edward, just 19 years old on loan, was superb again too. The two boys in the middle of the park, Gilligan and Hargreaves, titanic efforts from them as well. And maybe someone else that you might want to mention. I will say this, it was great to see the hustle, the bustle, the speed, the control and the desire of Tyler Frost back in an Aldershot Town shirt this evening.
It absolutely was, and I think the two for me is Pat Nash and Tyler Frost. I will probably give it to Pat Nash, and I'm just watching on social media, on the National League, on DAZN X account, a replay of the match-winning goal, and it is a fantastic finish. He picks the ball up 10 yards inside his own half, a little trick past two Aldershot players, and suddenly he's away, and he's under pressure from Cameron Hargreaves, but then he's got the composure and the ability and the awareness to bend a shot past the outstretched fingers of Pat Nash, who maybe if he was a couple of inches taller might have got to it, but nonetheless it's a fantastic finish, worthy of winning the game. But Aldershot Town can take great heart and pride and optimism and positivity from their performance this evening, and that will stand them in good stead for the challenges to come.
Excellent, thank you very much to Steve Gibbs, who will hopefully be joining me on Saturday for Aldershot Town against Forest Green. It's savage ball time at the EBB on Saturday. At what time is the kick-off, Steve?
midday, 12:30. Nice early one.
A nice early one. We'll speak to you again on Saturday. I hope you've enjoyed the coverage. Frustrating result for the Shots, but a performance of heart and guts and courage. And Steve and I both think better times ahead for the Shots. That's it from Meadow Park. We'll speak to you again on Saturday. Final score here, Boreham Wood 1, Aldershot Town 0.